So Irene, tell me about Nourish Life and how you got started.
Well, Nourish Life is an online health and beauty store where women can shop confidently knowing that everything is completely toxin-free. And I got started because I was working in corporate and I realised that I was smothering my body with chemicals every day, and I wanted somewhere to go to replace all of my mainstream products with natural alternatives, and I couldn't find anywhere. So I decided to set one up myself.
I love that because so many people say to me all the time, I don't know what my passion is, I can't find my why, I don't know what my purpose is. And I always say, look for the hard things. Look for the things that are really frustrating you, because if you're feeling the pain, then probably other people out there are as well. So then how did you start to build? Because there's obviously two things going on. There's kind of, you've got to source the product and find it, and by the looks of it, you've got a lot of product. And do you do all the picking and packing here yourself?
Everything is done here. Picked and packed and out the door.
So you're sourcing a lot of product, you're making sure that that's all ethically and eco-friendly and all of that kind of thing. And then the other side of it is finding your audience.
I didn't go out looking for customers. People told people, and friends and daughters told their mothers, and it just really built through word of mouth and through the blog.
That's extraordinary. Now, something I'm going to drill down on is setup and startup costs.
Do you know what's crazy? I started this business with $100.
Wow, okay.
I bought 100 lip balms and I sold them through a shopping cart plug-in to my WordPress blog whilst I was still working in corporate. And I packaged them and sent them out when I got home of the evening. And that's how it started. And those 100 lip balms sold. And then I bought more lip balms, and then I bought more flavours, and now I have 2,000 different products.
Okay, so that's interesting because you're all about organics, and it sounds like you've grown quite organically. And I really like that because I think so many people think that they have to write 100-page laborious business plans and tick every box and, you know, go big from the start. And then they often set themselves up for a huge failure. But it sounds like you went quite small and started to test the market and iterate and decided, okay, and that probably gave you some confidence, did it, to say, people are buying the lip balm, okay, I can go on and do something else?
Customers tell you what they want.
For me, one of the greatest lessons is failing fast, you know, not putting all your eggs in one basket, but actually getting out there and testing the market and seeing if people are willing to buy and then jumping in. And it's a much easier way to jump into business. So that's my top tip for today. So you started 3 years ago, is that right?
Started almost 3 years ago. Yep. We turned over, so we had that $100. We turned over almost $400,000 that first year.
Yeah, extraordinary.
And we've doubled every year. So we did 2 last year and we're on track to do 4 this year.
That is extraordinary. Can you tell me what have been your key tips to actually getting out there and doing it?
The biggest tip I have is to really sketch out the process from when somebody places that order online, from their initially looking at your website, all the way through to the final delivery on their doorstep. So if you sketch that out, you'll see lots of missing links. We had a lot of missing links, and it wasn't until I sat down with a pen and paper and I realised there's gaps here and we need to link them. Now we have a system from the beginning to the end that's quite seamless.
So who are some of your most valuable partners?
For me, my entire business is about connecting beautiful, safe, healthy brands with customers. So my most valuable business partners are the manufacturers behind these amazing brands. They're scientists, and they make and bring these beautiful products to life. And of course, people like Australia Post, because it's that end package that when you open your door and the postman delivers it and they look at that beautiful pink box, that makes customers keep coming back. So it's really the logistics side and the manufacturing side.
So can you tell me, Irene, your top tips for turning a hobby into a business?
I think the most important thing is passion.
Yeah.
So if you are enjoying and just loving what you do as a hobby, then absolutely go out and just invest a small amount of money and just get started in the evenings, get started on the weekends, and let those customers that come to you drive you forward, as you'll know.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think these days, you know, with so many people wanting to explore their own businesses or become entrepreneurs, it's really a great start to start on the side and doing a blog. Irene, thank you so much for sharing so openly and honestly. It's an extraordinary business, and I look forward to seeing Nourish Life explode.
Thank you very much.
This segment brought to you by Australia Post. I can't believe Irene started with $100 and 100 lip balms, and she's built this empire, Dirk.
It's unbelievable. And look at the passion that she turned into a business, actually.
Yep.
And I think that's for small business the most critical thing, to turn your passion into an idea,
Yep.
but also look for the customer need. And she
Yep.
found that specific niche. It's great to see.
And that's the secret to her, isn't it? She understands her customer like nobody else and finds the right partners.
Yes, finds the right partners, but even before that, you hear about how she actually explored the whole process end to end and look for the flaws, looks for the bit where she's vulnerable, and just experience it. Because that's, David, what your customers will experience as well. And going through that is very strong because it will set you up for success later.
Started with nothing and built an empire. Thanks for that, Dirk. And let's see if we can start a new business and turn it into an empire through the elevator pitch.